Morning, people. Say, welcome to today's Gunner Talk. Some of you know I was over in France last week for the game. Really disappointing, awful performance. We were good up to half an hour of him, but once Socrates got sent off, we were awful. I know it's the first time I've really questioned Unai's tactics as well. I wasn't sure what he was doing in that game, but hey, we all make mistakes, and this guy doesn't seem to be making many, so I'll let it ride. I think it was more the weather that I drove there, for 12, 13 hours of driving through gale force 40, conditions, wind blowing sideways, absolutely nuts. And the drive home wasn't much more fun either, especially after the hounding we got. But I was another who was still quietly confident that at home we could do the business. And last night was absolutely fabulous, a real composed performance that was. Unai tactics. They just didn't have any answer. He learned. That's what I like about this guy. He learns. He's only young. People forget that this guy's only 10 years older than me. Same age as Pochettino, and if you compare careers, there's big disparity between the two. One's an absolute winner, and the other one's a nearly man. Who's staying at a small club. Big fish in a small pond as far as I'm concerned, and we'll see what happens when he goes elsewhere, if he's actually a good manager or not. Not denying he's done all right with their squad, but they've gone from being in a three-way title race to possibly ending up 6th or 7th, which I find is absolutely hilarious. But hey, let's get off the Tottenham front. Unai, he realised that the danger with them was coming from their wingers in the first game, so he played three at the back with two wing backs, if Sarr and the guy on the other side are going backwards following Kolasinac and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, then they can't do much in attack. And I thought it worked absolutely fabulously last night, and a really good team performance. Let's get into it. Checking goal. He was decent. I don't think I'm ever going to say anything more than that about him this year, next year, whenever. It's just he's doing his job till the end of the year. That's all I've got to say. He did all right last night. Nothing mind-blowing and nothing particularly bad. He just, solid and steady for me. Ainsley, right wing back, I thought he was man of the match last night. I thought he was the last two games he's played. I think he's been absolutely fantastic. And like I keep saying to you guys, the ones that have hounded him, this lad is being played out of position all the time, and he just does nothing but give his everything. And like I said to you guys, play Xhaka or Ramsey or one of our other midfielders at right back and tell me how bad Ainsley Maitland-Niles is then. I thought he was absolutely dynamite last night. Like I say, for the last two games, he'd be my man of the match. He was my man of the match at weekend, and I'd have him again as man of the match. I think he's playing absolutely out of his skin. When we talk about this proper Arsenal, this kid is proper Arsenal. And for me, he should be getting a go in the centre of the park, where he wants to play, for me. I think he deserves it, and I think he's earned it. And I'm not particularly impressed with some of our other midfielders, so for me it's a no-brainer. I'm sure plenty of you would argue with my opinion, but there you go. Mustafi did all right last night. Didn't make any howler mistakes, which we know he's capable of. He's just not good enough. It's not. I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, you've got an agenda," or not. It's not an agenda. He's just not good enough for me, and that's it. There's no agenda at all. It's just he for me. What he does well doesn't override what he does badly, and that's the same for Xhaka in my opinion. Can play well on his day, can be brilliant, but can he do that 10 games in a row? No, he can't. In those 10 games, 2 of them he will make howler mistakes, and for me, he's not the type of player we need at the moment. We need slow and steady like Socrates. We need people we can definitely rely on. Might not blow us away, but are reliable and always reliable. So for me, he's the first one on the transfer list for me, and value-wise, could give us quite a bit coming back in. But I thought he did all right last night. Koscielny, I thought, has played well again since he's come back from injury. I mean, the first few games when he came back, he was absolutely horrific. And he's another one for me. I wouldn't be giving him a contract extension. I think it's time to say goodbye. Not denying that this guy, I think, him and Kolo Touré, for me, are two defenders that have never been given the credit that they should as proper, big-time Arsenal players. I'm not sure I'd say legends, but they're as close to a legend as you can get. And I think he just fights for the cause, doesn't he? And like I say, although I would let him go at the end of the year, doesn't deny that I'm grateful for everything he's given us. And that's not an ungrateful way of looking at things. It's just like I keep saying, it's not Sentiment FC, it's Arsenal FC, and we've got to move with the times. But up until then, I'll support him, and I think he was leader last night. I thought he did really well. well, impressed last night. Monreal, you guys know I'm not a big fan, but he did his bit last night. He's not great in that free, and he's another one for me at the minute who just looks like he's running in treacle, and I think that's why Unai's a bit wary of playing him out on the left, because he hasn't got the legs anymore to stick with pacey young wingers. So yeah, he was decent last night, but he's another one that I'm gutted if that contract extension definitely happened, because he's the first one I'd be looking to get rid of and have Saeed as backup to somebody new and young, a Tierney, a Chilwell, someone like that coming in. But yeah, he was decent last night. Saeed, the Serbian Hulk, really impressive. I thought everything was him, and his final ball is absolutely dynamite. You can say what you want about him defensive wise, which is true, but he gives us so much in attack. It does outweigh his bad points for me. His 2 balls in last night were absolutely on the money, as good as it gets. And for me, somebody should be pulling Iwobi to one side and saying, watch how Saeed whips the ball in. He just instinctively knows, as I say, like a winger, what ball to play. He doesn't have to look up, he just knows which ball to play. And he was close for me last night with Ainsley for man of the match. I thought he was absolutely fabulous. And yeah, he'd be my first choice over Monreal every time if we're looking for a left back, definitely. Middle of the park, Rambo, you guys know I'm glad he's going, but can't deny he's been brilliant for us over the years, and like I keep saying, I'm sure when his highlight video comes out, some of the goals he scored, I'll be buying it, because he's definitely scored some worldies, and he's been important for us, but I just don't quite think he's good enough. And it's a bit like yesterday, you can do bits, but just when we're trying to control the game, middle of the park against decent opposition, he goes missing because he just runs around like an headless chicken. He's got no positional sense whatsoever. And people can say, oh yeah, but look at this video where he's tracking back and he's running his bollocks off. Yeah, he's usually doing that because he's left the man, or he's got caught out of position, or he's stood at the edge of their box going, oh, when his little flick doesn't come off. He was alright for me last night. I thought he was the best of our midfielders anyway. Xhaka. Guys, this is another one. I don't have an agenda against him. He's just not good. I'm sure I'll get people, he bossed it last night. Yeah, but we're playing Rennes. Their midfield consists of Grenier, who's not very good. Ben Arthur, who talks a great game, but he's a 1 out of 100 game performer. And the other guy, I can't think of his name. But these aren't quality midfielders, and when we do come up against quality, we get walked through. And this is my issue with him. People keep saying, oh yeah, but he drives the midfield. He transitions play. Yeah, he does do that, but why can't we get somebody who does all the other things, somebody who can tackle, who's got stamina, who's got pace, who's got positional sense? Why can't we get somebody who does what Xhaka does and all the other stuff? That is my argument, guys. It's not that I hate him. He's just not good enough, and we could easily replace him, and he's worth decent money. We could go and get another Torreira, and then we would be able to play 2 Torreiras, and then somebody more creative-minded further in front, and that's how I would go with it. While we've only got Torreira, we've got no other defensive-minded midfielder. We haven't got one, and we need one, whether it's back up to Torreira or somebody that can play next to him. We need one, and Xhaka isn't that guy. And I'm sorry, for the one thing he does well, he does 1,000 badly. And I'm never going to be a fan of the guy. He can keep dropping performances like last night all year long, and it's still not good enough for me. That's just how I see it, guys. That's it for me, Tom Bottom. I'm not going to go on about him because, like I say, I don't have an agenda. He's just not up to it for me. Mesut, I thought was a bit underwhelming last night. This is why I've been in Unai's corner with it all the way, because he told him to work harder right from the start of the season. After the first 2 games, work harder and you get your way back into my team. He obviously wasn't showing enough to get back in the team. Then he's obviously gone, well, this guy's just going to bench me until I rot in the reserves. Take what he gets paid out of the equation. He's obviously just going to let me just rot. And Mesut's gone, right, well, I don't want that. My worth is going out the window, my value, so I'm going to pull my finger out, I'm going to do a bit and win this guy over, which he's obviously done the last few months. And then he's got himself in the team, and he's just not really doing enough to deserve his inclusion for me. Really underwhelming. And I think he's another one. When you do look at how much he's getting paid, is he enough of a game changer to deserve being our highest paid player? Not for me. As much as I love the guy, not enough. 6 out of 10 for me last night, really, not great. Then we get further up top. The 2 boys up top last night. Great that Laka was back. I just want to wear his skin, and I don't care if he has to get a restraining order on me. I just love him. I love the man. First player I felt a real affinity towards for ages. This guy gets it. He gets how I feel about the club, and he just plays that way, and that's the way I'd play if I had an Arsenal shirt on. I would be giving everything, even if I knew I was going to hack my lungs up from trying so hard, I would do it. And that's what I feel about this guy. He just gives everything for us. And he's so influential, and he's so much better than so many people realise what he brings in all-round play. He pisses all over Oba for me. And if it was a choice between the two, I know who I'd be getting rid of. I'm sure there's plenty of people on the other side of the coin. It's like the Ronaldo-Messi debate. Let's just enjoy the fact that we've got both, rather than go, well, one's better than the other. I'm just delighted with, for the first time in years, we've got two world-class strikers. He was dynamite again last night. I thought another performance where he deserves a goal and he's just not got one, but he should be getting plenty of pats on the back from the lads and Unai, because I thought he was dynamite last night, and right up there again with our top performers. Oba, he's such a tricky one, because I like him, and I think he brings a lot to the mentality of the squad, the bravado and all the rest of it. Obviously he's someone who they look up to, and I think he's a great bloke. But he's underwhelming me on the pitch. But he keeps scoring goals. While he keeps scoring goals, I'm not going to hammer him. But if he goes through a real barren patch, I fear the Wolves will be at his door and people will be hounding him. But he's showed real character over the last week. I think he missed such a crucial penalty against Spurs. Sickening that he didn't bury that, because I'd put money on him nailing it. But then to come back the next week, and that's what I love about their Laka. You gave me one when I was low on confidence, mate. Here's the ball, smash this penalty in. And to take a penalty without even looking at the ball is impressive. I like to see myself as a bit of a penalty specialist. He's got nothing on me, but I really enjoyed that. To have the bollocks to... You imagine if he'd have stuffed that and missed it, and then the videos come out that he's not even looking at the ball, he'd have got absolutely rinsed. And that takes balls the size of watermelon. So, fair play to you, Oba. I love it. Wakanda forever, my brother. Wakanda forever. Love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, last night he's just one of them strikers, isn't he? If you keep fizzing them low balls in, he'll be on the end of them at some point. He just knows where to be instinctively. Got his goals, and big part of us going through. And just his character, I was just really impressed by the team ethos last night. And the lads who came on, when Iwobi and Mickey came on, they made a massive difference. Both of them are really flying at the minute, and we've got to utilise it, because we've got a lot of players. Although we might have not some of the best players in the league, we've got some that are in really good form, that are giving fucking everything for the cause. And Iwobi and Mickey are two that are really up there in that respect. Nothing but credit to these two when they came on. They really helped steady the ship, and where we were at that point where the game was over, pretty much, or close to over. They just tipped us over the edge, so I love that. Just really happy with it. I would have been pissed off if we'd have bombed out. Looking at the other British teams, English teams going through in the Champions League, and Chelsea last night, watched that, and then to watch us, I think we shocked a lot of people last night, because I think a lot of people have gone typical Arsenal. They'll have bottled this big time. We didn't. We showed real character, and this year we're a different beast. And I'm so excited for the future under Unai. If you can just get rid of a few, Xhaka, I'd want to see gone, and Mustafi. But if he decides to keep them players, I'm not going to carry on with my vitriol all next year. If these guys don't go, then I'm going to have to get behind them, because I'm an Arsenal fan, and like I say, it's not an agenda for me. I just think we can do better. But you support who's at your club. So that's it from me, guys. Really enjoyed it. Real big turnaround. We're now on two fronts. We've got big chances now. The Champions League spots in the Prem have really opened up now. Spurs have capitulated so badly the last few weeks. And if they don't finish in the top four, I will honestly have the biggest throb on going, and people will, especially my Spurs fan, mate, will not be able to answer to me for at least 6 months, because I will destroy them. Just banter them off this side of the earth. Absolutely hilarious. Let's say that they were in a 3-horse race for the title, and they might end up in a 2-horse race for the Europa League spots with Everton and Wolves, maybe. I don't know, but it's hilarious. But that has really opened up now, and our form in the league has been great. It's a shame we couldn't put Spurs away in that game, because we deserve to, in my opinion. And United, we got everything we deserve, because we played them off the park. We were miles better side, and we're peaking. we're going up right at the right time. And if we can just not pick up any suspensions and injuries now going towards the end of the season, I think we've put ourselves in a real pole position chance to nab a Champions League spot, which is, you know, what this season was all about for me, is just getting back in the Champions League. Playing well, playing shit, I don't care, that's just what we needed to do, and we've given ourselves a real big chance of it now, and it's down to us. You know, we can make that happen now. We're not reliant on other people. So it's there to go for. I still think we should be all out in the league, because I don't fancy our chances of winning the Europa. I just think we'll come unstuck. But that's not to say that I'm not going to cheer us on while we're in the Europa. You know, while we're in it, you know, you buy a ticket, you take your chance, don't you? You know, you can't win the lottery if you don't have one. So it's exciting, guys. It's exciting. Unai Emery's Red and White Army are on the match. We're on the match. Go on, boys. We're getting so much more than I expected this season, especially looking at the squad of players we've got. This man's producing nothing short of miracles for me, and how people have badmouthed him, mind-blowing. Like I say, last week he did get the tactics wrong against Rennes at their place. He did, especially after the sending off. I was proper head scratching, but that's the only real time I've questioned this man this year, and I'm glad, because, as I said, I think he's the right man and the best fit we could get for our project and the way we're going about things. So absolutely delighted that, you know, he's steadily winning people over, and people are realising if it is between him and Ozil, we're better to get rid of Ozil. If it is in between him and somebody else, we're better to get rid of them too, because this man's going to do bits. And, you know, it's already got me looking forward to the transfer window and next season now already, and I've not felt like that in 10 years. So let's do this, guys. Come on, you Gooners. Up the arsehole. Take it easy, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Have a lovely weekend. Si signing out.